Day 2 of the NFL draft continues tonight. I hope your team picked the player that you guys wanted on night number 1.
Whitney's second pick in the 2017 NFL draft. The Chicago Bears select Mitchell Trubisky.
Let me know who your team is going to select tonight in rounds 2 and 3. But today's video, we got some work to do. Yesterday, I created some headaches for some of you guys. Today, we show you guys how to counter it. Let's get into it. What is up, guys? Dan from the Madden YouTube channel. And as I mentioned, I created some problems for you guys yesterday. We talked about the play PA leak out of the single back tight Y off in the Minnesota Vikings, LA Rams, and Cincinnati Bengals offensive playbooks. This is a play that beats everything. As we talked about yesterday, it beats zone, particularly cover 3 for a 1-play touchdown. It also beats cover 2 for a 1-play touchdown. It runs by man coverage, and it also beats match coverage up top for a 1-play score. So yesterday I finished off the video saying that today we would return and talk about the best ways to go about slowing down this particular play. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to talk about a couple of different ways that I will go about defending this type of route combo. So first things first, obviously you guys understand that this is a cover 3 beater. This is one that is real simple. Showed it to you guys yesterday, showed it to you in the B-roll footage here today. It's just a simple outside pass lead. And this play is really tough to defend from zone, cover 3, cover 4, cover 2, match coverage. It beats all of them. So what we need to understand with this is exactly how to bracket this receiver, or how to make it so your coverage plays a little bit tighter to this fade, wheel, whatever you guys want to call it. So first things first, I want to talk about kind of getting exotic out of a man coverage look. This should benefit most of you because this is a man coverage meta. Although I am a zone and match based player, I think this tip will come in handy for you. So one of the things that I've talked about before here on the channel is that man coverage, in terms of how players play leverage wise, is dictated by where their help lies. So when we take a look at the defensive options available to us on this screen right here, we have a cover 0 blitz. This is a coverage where there is no zone help. So in general, players will tend to play inside of the wide receivers because the sideline is their only help as it pertains their coverage. As it pertains a cover 1 base play, you see that there are a couple of zones on the field. There is a yellow zone in the middle, and there is a deep middle third. Because this help exists to the middle of the field, your man coverage defenders will tend to play outside of the wide receivers to funnel the routes in towards where their zone help is. So as it pertains a route that is beating you outside on the field, it would make more sense for you to call a man coverage that is an outside leverage. So let's go ahead and call a cover 1. Now, yesterday in the video, we talked about how, just generally speaking, it doesn't really matter if your opponent calls man, cover 1, cover 0. It really doesn't matter, because if you just leave this route alone, it is going to run right by that player. Even though we got pressured right there, you saw that it got open, it got a step. This is a problem for man coverage in general. So I'll snap this ball again here. You're going to see that it will run right by the guy. You could just lob this up. It is going to be a run under easy score. Now, you know, if you have deep route KO, maybe, just maybe, you'll be in a spot where you can knock that out from behind. But in general, we showed yesterday, this route does get open enough that knockout abilities really in general are not close enough to defend this route. The leverage is fine, but unfortunately the squeeze is not tight enough where we're going to be able to knock the ball loose. So we're going to have to get a little bit hybridized with this. This is where we're going to create a coverage out of my favorite defense, which is the over G. So we're going to call cover 1 whole because I do like the leverage of this coverage. Now from there, what we're going to do is we are going to put an outside third. So I've got this safety that I can rotate into an outside third, and this is due to the 3 safety package. In the big nickel over G, this slot corner is technically considered a safety. So you see that he's got all kinds of glitchy deep zone adjustments that you guys can utilize. If you really wanted to, you could actually put this player in the slot into an outside third and man up Y with Leon Sandcastle. That's also an option available to you as well. But in general, with this particular route, what you're going to note is that if you have the outside third on the field in the cover 1 base man coverage, which is again an outside leverage on the field, this is going to create a good bracket on this receiver. Not perfect, but good enough in most regards. Now I am going to contain the coverage here, or contain the pass rush here. So that way we're not getting shed. And I want you to just kind of look at what a cover one with an outside third looks like as it pertains to this route. So you see that we're trying to squeeze this up, and you see the outside leverage of the man-to-man in tandem with the outside third, which plays inside of the route, squeezes that. Now, I know there was a total fluke there, but just look at the coverage in terms of how it played. We actually got super glitched out on this here, but taking a look at this replay, it's really good. You got the outside leverage of the cover one, the inside leverage of the outside third. We were able to really bracket this route very, very effectively, even though the offense got the benefit of a dice roll catch animation and still walked in anyways. Again, this play is very, very good. But again, let's show this to you once again. Cover one, we're gonna put this player into an outside third. Now, again, I'm gonna spy the rush, contain it so we have time to actually chuck this deep. I want you to just look at how this behaves. So again, I snap this ball. There's the man coverage. I try to chuck that up. I mean, it's absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. And you'll notice that the man coverage actually played better when it had an outside third over the top compared to the stock cover one. For some reason, this just allows you to play a better coverage. So that's one example of how to defend this. You know, you want to have the cover one where they're playing outside leverage by default, have an outside third over the top of them to really protect them. Another way that we can defend this is within my favorite coverage in the game, which is the big nickel over G cover two, where we create kind of the same drill with this particular play. So let's go ahead and go into the over G, which brings me to my next point. You guys can find my entire defense on gridirongameplans.gg. Only costs $9.95 a month to subscribe to the entire website. That's going to give you all the tips I put in the vault from August to now and into the future, as long as you're subscribed. Gives you access to all the offensive and defensive game plans. So whether it's my X Nasty or my big nickel over G or the match game plan or the dollar defensive game plan or any of the other content that's on the website, you guys get access to everything. You don't have to buy bits and pieces like my competitors in the space. You guys get access to everything on the website, not just game plans. You guys get everything. You also get Discord access. So make sure you guys are hopping in the Discord for our lab sessions included free every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. So what we're going to do here with this particular play is we are going to set up kind of a hybridized version of my inverted cover three. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set up my inverted three. So we've got that outside third that we really like over the top, right? Now what we're going to do here is we are going to man up X. We're going to man up X. Now what we're also going to do on this is we are going to individually shade that player left. And what that's going to do is that is going to take our man coverage defender, and that is going to make him play the outside shade that the cover one has by default. Now, I do understand there is no flat defender on this play. So the likely user that I would take on this is going to be Eric Berry. We'll get to that momentarily, but let's go ahead and contain and spy the rush. So that way we can throw this ball up. So what we're going to do here is snap the ball. You see that the man coverage is outside shade, stacks the route. And if I go to throw this over the top, you see that, again, we were in position. I know that we got the glitchy catch animation. Don't worry about that. Those obviously happen, but the coverage is there to a point where your opponent would be insane to throw that repeatedly. You're going to pick that off pretty consistently. So again, top-down view right here, you see that the outside corner stays outside shade. You have the inside third, which is really, really out of position here. But you notice that in general, you can't pass this up and inside because of the presence of Leon Sandcastle. Sandcastle might not be affecting that route directly, but it is taking away the one-play touchdown lead in tandem with the outside shade taking away the over-the-top lead. So they really don't have anywhere where they can throw this on this play. So as this ball comes in, you see right here, you know, you're absolutely nuts if you think you could throw this over and over. This is a pick. Obviously, this is fluke here in this regard. So again, here, let me set up man coverage X on X. We got an outside third over the top, and we just have, you know, whatever you want with the rest here. And then I'm going to shade. So to shade, you're going to hit Y, A for individual. You're going to choose the receiver, which is Herman Moore, and you're going to shade him left. So again, here with this, when I go to snap this ball with this route combo, you're going to see that X, even if he gets run by even a little bit, which he didn't right there, is still in perfect position while the outside third brackets this down the seam for the inside lead. So the over-the-top lead is gone and the inside lead is gone based off of how we set this up. Now, I did mention user responsibility on this play. I do want to take one quick look into this. So one thing I really like to do with this particular play is user this guy, and I do the manual chuck. Now, we've talked about the manual chuck so often here on this channel. You guys ought to know how to do it, but I still get this question a lot. When you guys manually press, what you want to do is not attack the receiver. You want to let the receiver attack you. This is the way that you're going to get the best animations. I noticed that when players try to, at the snap, run at the receiver and press A or X on PlayStation to press them, they'll whiff and they get run by for a lob. However, if you just kind of sit put on this and let the receiver get into your body, you can However, when you just sit put and let the receiver attack you, you can actually jam them, which prevents them from getting into the route. This is important for two reasons. The first reason is that so many players look to throw a quick seam off the line. You jamming this receiver is going to take them off of their read, and they're immediately going to take a look to this guy, which is the guy that we're manning up with the outside shade. So you see right here, this guy's staying on top of this route. He's staying outside leverage on this route. It is very well taken away, in addition to their primary read, which is likely to throw right at the user in the middle, being pressed. The second reason why this is important is because of the fact that we are pressing that receiver. This safety doesn't actually have to bite so far inside because that receiver has not gotten vertical enough to this point where it affects Leon Sandcastle's zone. So Leon actually gets to drift a little bit closer to the outside, and he can stay on top of this route, as opposed to some of the examples that we showed you earlier where he was lower in the box, splitting the difference and potentially giving the over-the-top lob that we saw yesterday. So this is why yesterday's video was so effective, but today's video is not, is because we are able to correctly shade that route in addition to jamming the route, which sucks the zones to the inside, allowing it to beat zone. So the man is correct and the zone is correct, allowing us to be able to shut down this particular concept. And then of course, when the play is over with number 29 underneath, I can take my user as soon as that press is done and cover a crossing route. So 88 is covered, and then obviously they would have to go to the check down in the middle of the field. So for all intents and purposes, these two adjustments are how I will shut down this particular concept. Again, this concept is very prevalent in a few plays in the game. We're talking about this particular play out of the Rams, Vikings, and Bengals single back tight Y off. We're talking about this route concept out of the shot fade cross in the Steelers gun doubles. And then there is even the play in the empty base flex known as middle high low, which has this route, and they will motion the outside receiver on the two receiver side inside to create this streak wheel fade combo. If you guys struggle with any of those route combos, this video is what you need to return back to make sure that you can counter that. So make sure that you guys bookmark this video. If you guys, have a library of Madden videos that you frequently go back to watch, this is an important one because this play and this route combo is very, very popular in the Madden community. So make sure that you guys are saving this, subscribe to the channel, make sure you guys hit the like button, drop a comment below. Let me know who your team is drafting tonight in the second and third round of the NFL draft. I hope you guys enjoy the NFL draft and enjoy your weekend overall. We'll see you guys later on this afternoon with a YouTube short or on Monday with our next long form update. Until then, this is Zan. Get the lab in. Good luck.